Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So today I'm going to make this double easel card, and this is going to stand like this. Now my colour scheme for today is going to be gold and white. So I'm going to make my base card out of the white and I'm going to do the highlights with the gold. So the first thing I'm going to do is score my card at 5 and then fold that in half and crease it really well. And then you can open it out and you've now got this at 7. So you want 3.5. There's your 3.5. Now on either side of this you have a mark, and I'll bring you in really close so you can see. So there's your 3.5. Now on either side of it you've got a mark. So on that mark there at 3.5, to the left hand side of it you're going to make another mark, and then to the right hand side of the 3.5 you're going to make another mark, and you're only coming down to this centre line. Now with some scissors you're going to cut that channel out. So there we are, we've cut the channel out. That now gives us 2 pieces. So I'm bringing you in close again so that you can see the scoreboard, and I've now laid the 2 pieces at the top of the board. So I'm using my tool and I'm coming down and I'm missing one and I'm going to the next one, and I'm going to repeat that, miss one, all the way along. And by missing one and coming to the next one and using the marks on the board, that will give you a nice even channel. So I'm only coming down to this centre line, and I'm going to do the same on both panels. So now we've added our marks into the card. We've used all these little marks on the scoreboard, and that's just given us the pattern that we need in that card. So we're going to turn it the right way around, and now we have these lines on our piece that goes on the bottom of the card in there. So this now is cut at, that's 5 by 7, so this is 4.5 by 6.5. So we're going to do exactly the same with this. So all I'm doing is missing out a mark and coming to the next one. And I'm using the numbers on the board to help me find the channel that I want. And once you turn that over, you've got the marks there on your sheet. Now you're going to add this to a piece of gold card so that you leave just a small border around the edge, and then you can cut this out. Once you've cut that, you will have this panel, and that will sit on there nice and neatly. Now before you add those two together, from the centre of that you're going to cut the back to your butterfly out. So from the white card you're going to cut the front, and this is just a spare piece of white card, and from the back of that panel you're going to cut your gold butterfly. And then once you've added this to the top, nobody will know that there is a piece missing, and that's going to sit on the inside of your card. So there's my base card made. Now if you turn it round you can then find the, because this is 5 inches, so you want the 2.5 mark, and I'm just going to mark that card along there. And then once you've done that you can fold those in half and again crease it. So there now is the basis to your double easel card. So we'll move this scoreboard out of the way and we'll move on to the next part. Now you can cut your panels for the front of your card any shape you wish. This is just a rectangle, but for mine I've used this die set. So you can use any die set that you have that will fit on the front of your card. So I've cut 2 of these and I've cut 4 of these, and then what I've done is I've glued 2 together and then I've added these to the base. So once you've cut your 2 panels and you've glued them together, you can either add them to white or to gold. It's entirely up to you. But I'm going to add mine to the gold just to keep with the gold and white theme for my card. So once you've created these, they will be added to the bottom of this fold at the front. Just on this flap there, they're going to be glued in place. And then we're going to need some stops to keep that easel card open. So we'll add this just along there. Make sure it's in the middle and it's straight. And then once that's added and raised, that is what it will look like. So we'll do the same to this side. Now every easel card needs a stop. And so you can make your stops in any way you wish. You can either make one complete stop that goes across the bottom of the card. I'll just show you what I mean. So there's now the bottom of my card. You can make one complete strip that goes across the top, or you can use one smaller one for the middle. Or if you wanted your easels to open at different angles, you would have to make 2 stops and put them in like so. And that will keep that easel open wherever you add that stop. And that's what I'm going to do with mine. Now when you make your stop, you will need to add some foam to the back of it, and that's just to give it a little bit of height to hold that in place. So we'll have this one further up, so we'll pop this along here, and that's now holding the easel open in 2 different positions. Now to one of them we will add the butterfly, and again we'll put foam pads on the back just to raise that up a little bit, and we'll add a little bit of curl to the wings. And then we're going to make some flowers to go on the front of our card. So for my flowers, I'm going to use a really old stamp and die set, and these go together. So once you've stamped those flowers out, you can just die cut them as you wish. Now I'm going to stamp them in Versamark. I'm going to sprinkle them with gold powder, and then I'm going to heat emboss that to give me the flowers that I want. So I'm adding some talcum powder just to take off any sticky fingerprints, and I'm going to add Versamark to this stamp. So we'll just add the Versamark in. And we'll press that down. Now the beauty of a stamping platform is if it doesn't stamp properly in the first place, as long as you don't move anything, you can stamp it again. So there's my design, and we will stamp it just one more time, just to give a really nice deep impression. So we'll close that up, we'll stamp it again, and that's a really good print. So now we can sprinkle that with some gold embossing powder. And then once we've done that, we can heat emboss that so that we have some beautiful flowers for our cards. So once you've done that, you can colour these if you wish. I'm going to leave mine just gold, and I'm going to add in the die. I'm going to tape that in place, and I'm going to cut out as many flowers as I would like for my card. So once I've got my flowers all die cut, I'm going to add some shape to these with a flower shaping tool. So to add some shape, you're going to need a soft mat and a ball tool. So if you pop your flowers down and just go on the wrong side, and stroke down the edges. Turn it over, just press into the middle. So once I have my petals all curled, I'm just going to add these to each other. So I'm going to add lots of petals together and I'm going to offset them so that they make a nice full flower. So we'll add these in there. And again, we'll just offset all the petals. Now we'll leave those on one side to dry and then I can add them to my cards. For the leaves, all I'm going to do is just shape them. I'm just going to pinch them in the middle and shape them. So once you're happy with your flowers, you're going to add some glue and you're going to pop them onto your card. So I've got some glue on the back of this one. And we'll just add these into the card along there. Now into the leaves, with the leaves we're just going to tuck the leaves in to the back of the flowers. So we'll have big ones and little ones. Let's put some under there. And the flowers that I've got left I can add to another design if I wish, or I can use them somewhere else on this card. Now to finish my card I want to add some gold dots on there, but I don't have any gold ones. I've only got these chromy silver ones. So I'm taking an alcohol marker and I'm just colouring the studs to the colour that I want them. And that now makes them look gold and ready to add to my design. So there's my finished card in gold and white, and this is a double easel card. You have lots of space on the back or underneath to write your personal message. It's got flowers and butterflies on it, and this is another one that I've created, but this is a coloured one, and this is done with a handmade inked panel on the back. And for this one I've just used hexagons as the stops. It's got the same flowers and it's got smaller butterflies on it. But there are my cards now ready to send, and I think they look really pretty. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one, and why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.